Subagnahi, 12 o'clock, Haider, Twist with Destiny, and so many of them in almost 12 different languages, including Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada, Bengali, Hindi, English, many, almost all important filmmaking languages of India, as is a very regular presence, very notable, very sharp, very clear performances, very different performances. He's known as a versatile actor, unlike many of our actors. And he's, for us theater people, one good thing is that no, he's not completely into films. He's into theater, even if he's very busy with his films. He's coming back to theater, doing theater and performing theater. And we have been lucky to host him some few years before in a play, Ottayan, which has been performed in Kerala as a tribute to the legendary theatre director and writer Kavalam Narayana Panikar. And Ottayan is one of the texts written by Kavalam, and Ashish came down and performed in that play. So we have seen him performing live also. And he's doing one-man shows, solo shows at times. At times he does theatre with a group. He's acting in films. And more than that, he's a very prolific speaker. He is a very motivational speaker, and whenever he finds time, he does that also. And he is a socially committed human being, a very nice human being, a co-founder of Ashish Vidyarthi and Associates, who has a lot of activities, especially in the field of education. So he's a socially committed human being, a very versatile actor with a lot of experience. And in this session, he'll be speaking about the process of an actor, how an actor approaches a role, how an actor and character is related based on his own experience, his own study, knowledge, how he applies the training, and what is his personal takes and approaches, etc., and also what an actor generally has to do. So he'll be combining all those. It's all completely up to him. And this session will be moderated by Anand Haridas, one of the director board members of Lokadharmi, and also is a very important journalist, was a very important journalist working with Hindu Havani. He quit that job and he started doing his own kind of script writing, designing productions, film work, writing, creative writing, all those things he's engaged in. And he's a keen watcher of theater also. And Anand will be moderating this session. And with this, and also I'd just tell you that next Sunday we have another very important session happening on. It's by Sanjay Upadhyay, one of the most important directors living in India. He's a Central Sangeetan Academy awardee. And he'll be speaking on folk theatre and contemporary theatre, how folk theatre can be in contemporary theatre and the relationship between those two. That's on next Sunday, 11 a.m. All of you are invited to that also. And with this, I hand it over to Anand Haridas to take the session, and to Ashish Vidyarthi. And welcome.
Thank you. Ashish, are you online?
Here I am, my friend. So good to see you.
Good morning, Ashish.
How are you?
Fine. How are we is what you usually ask. How are we?
Superb.
Yeah, so let's start. Let's start because people have joined us from all over India. We have already nearly 100 of them in Zoom, and many more are watching live on the FB. So let's start, Dada. Like today's topic is process of an actor. So what is your personal journey from a very exuberant person, which I can vouch personally, to a character, to not just one character? You have done a spectrum of characters. So what is that personal journey from your exuberant personality to that character, be it on stage or on the screen?
So first of all, wonderful to be here. This gathering of, Lokadharmi gathering. Yes, as Professor Chandradasan said, I have been hosted by you, and I have been around, and Anand, of course, very, very dear friend. So, so to take a step back, what I intend to do today is to share some interesting things about how theater has truly been for me. It is. Am I spotlighted? Because I'm seeing other faces. So you can just need to spotlight me, perhaps. I mean, if I'm, to be there. So we just need to, and Baki, everybody, you can just, yes, yes, fantastic, great. So, so, so we'll have a very straight talk, Anand. There'll not be the right answers or what answers should be, but I will give the answers in terms of a conversation. So to begin with, the exuberant Ashish that you have met is a very later Ashish. Um, at the core of it was this single child of pretty old parents, really scared that they will die and what will happen to him. So that was the beginning, and I do recall now when I kind of think about it is the performance came out of the will to not be alone. So in a way, you can say, see, when you look into yourself, you go to who are you? Who am I? And am I the one seen, or am I the one not being shown? And over a period of time, the who am I gets altered forever, because we'll never know, which is the final one. After all, right? We all took a formation in the womb, and then we stepped out, and then we cried when somebody slapped us, and then the oxygen came in, we started breathing, and then certain realizations happened around us. Where are we? And we took certain decisions, and we became this way. So for me, childhood was definitely, I think, I'm sure, absolute childhood was just like another child. But then when I started seeing the fact that my parents were much older than other parents around, I distinctly remember the fear of losing them. And thereafter, I know that I wanted to express my fear, or rather express myself in ways that I am heard and I'm seen. And therefore, the actor came out. And at all points, it was to step away from my loneliness and the stories that I created around me. I did see myself becoming an actor again and again. So at some point, this actor has become me. And I guess I really enjoy the exuberance of life. And if I may tell you, the actor helps me enjoy the exuberance of life. For me, life, if I stay at one place for too long, if I ponder on any one thing for too long, it just sucks me out. It drains me. And therefore, I love the movement that being an actor allows me. Being the actor allows me to take on, even in the midst of something, I can suddenly take on somebody else's role. How's that person feeling at that point? What is that person thinking? So it's a lot of image making, it's a lot of storytelling which is going on inside the head. So today, what I intend to do is to speak certain straight things like this. This is not meant so that people understand me or understand the actor, but somehow I'll be sharing my process with you. And a whole lot of this process is not conscious. It's not like I kind of sit down and do it, but I have found my comfort in that. I have found my survival in that. And as I move in and out of it, things get created. So in this process of an actor, it is more like a process of Ashish Vidyarthi, the human being, the father, the son, the husband, the friend, the traveler, the actor, the speaker. And more and more, I am I'm getting to own up to it. I'm getting to be one with it. I'm not distancing myself from it. So the process of the actor and me is no different now. It's I do not see they cannot be two. There is no switch here, which comes on when I'm this and that. It is the process of this mind which comes in play, which is even at this very moment, where I'm saying that I will just speak how it is, and let me share this process with you.
Okay, so you've started with the mindset of an actor and how you have evolved as a person and as an actor. So let's move on to another aspect of acting. You have done films in 11 languages, including every South Indian language. Into that detail, I think the audience need to have a backgrounding about your personal life. You were born to a Malayali father, as Chandrasen Master Professor Chandrasen said. Govind Vidyarthi, who is a master of many languages. He was a master of many languages. He was an archival. He literally built the archive, the cultural archive of India. And your Ma was a dancer, Kathak dancer from Bengal.
Kathak Guru, she was born in Ajmer. She learned from Guru Achar Maharaj and then Shambhu Maharaj ji, and retired as a guru at the Kathak Kendra. Yes.
Yeah. So Malayali father, Bangla mother, born in Ajmer. You grew up in Delhi, now lives in Mumbai. So the unique thing about you is that you have roots in Bengal, Kerala, Delhi, Mumbai. You have worked in 11 languages. So what does language mean to you? How many languages can you handle? And how is it important for an actor to get a grip over the language?
So here is again something. Let's understand something very interestingly. Welcome to real life, where life is full of dichotomy. So when you begin training as an actor, the first thing that you get very clearly is your need to be masterful in that language. Because you're going to communicate in language. So I began with Hindi theatre. तो बहुत ज़रूरी था कि मैं हिंदी में बहुत अच्छी तरह से बात करूं, हिंदी को समझूं. To understand the nuances of the language, the stress, the exact meanings, how meanings can be altered by just a shift in a word, shift in intonation. So as you stress on pronunciation, on the intonation and stuff like that, the mastery over the language is a must. And for an actor, undoubtedly, that is the thing. And then as I started working across, and after quite a few years as a professional actor, when in 99 I started working in films other than Hindi, I came face to face with another truth, that apart from my many strengths as an actor, I had one major shortcoming. And I call it a shortcoming because it still is. It is my inability to learn new languages. It is more in the realm of, I feel I cannot mug up and remember lines in another language. So languages has not been one of my strengths. And this I'm saying after having worked in 11 languages. To let you know that I do not speak 8 of the 11 languages that I work in. So here I was bereft of that important thing called mastery over a language. And I was, as a professional actor, there delivering performances in those languages. For me, that is where Welcome to Real Life happens, repeatedly through a life. And I want us all to look. There are certain hard truths which are created, and we bases those hard truths. And life suddenly throws at you certain situations in which, if you are to remain in the hard truths, then you need not play that game, because you cannot. So if I was to play the game called, you have to learn a language to work in that language, which is absolutely right, it's absolutely sacrosanct. So I'm not in any way undermining the importance of the language, but I discovered for this human being, this valid human being, that truth, that rule did not it meant that I could not exist in other languages. And so, therefore, in terms of time, distance, and form, I managed and found ways, and I had to bring in something extra so that people across languages experience me as an actor in their language. They can experience this performance as a true performance, a real performance, not a performance which was held back because a language was not known. Now, this is not supposed to be a weightlifting contest, that how well you did it. But for me, this was in a way that I had to bring forth some other things in place. And that is where the actor, in terms of the craft, I learned the importance of what I need to do when I do not know the language. How important would a particular gesture be when I do not know the language? And I'm saying this not as a spontaneous thing, but as a crafted thing. All right? So I'm letting you into this truth that when you are creating a make-believe, so first of all, the character itself is the make-believe. All right? So it's not the character. I'm not that character. No actor is that character. And then while playing that character, which is make-believe, while playing that make-believe character, you are again creating a belief that this character, who is in any case make-believe, but I'll make it believable, can also speak the language which you don't know, but this character knows that he cannot speak. So I had to find ways, devise ways to kind of go into it, go beneath it, create something more so, create something so much more relevant that people find belief in who this person is. So for me, and I will give you examples, loads of examples of the process itself of doing it. Imagine when I'm listening to a cue and I do not know the words, okay? And people are, people who know the language speak in a particular way, which is not exactly the same pronunciation. Now, people across languages will only understand it. So I remember I was working in a Kannada film with a Telugu co-actor of mine. And one day suddenly he walked up to me and said, "Sir, now I understand how difficult it is. I'm a Telugu actor. I cannot understand Kannada, but I see you act in Telugu films and we think that, he doesn't understand the language. Still he does. We now understand how difficult it is." So the point is that when you do not understand even the dialogues which are being spoken, that is when, as the actor, you look at ways. So I started, just to share with you, I started looking at those small gestures that somebody would use, an actor would use. And I would, an actor is suddenly using this gesture or doing something, and I would say, that's the, and again I would come. So I would not really be listening to their voice, but at that gesture I knew that the next word would be the cue and I would speak my dialogue. Now, what I'm sharing is that in any case, when we act, let's face it, and we will come to that deeper in the next series of questions that you may have thought of. It is a created reality. Actor creates a reality. Actor is not in the reality. It's creating a reality. And so creates such a real reality. You say, "Oof, wow, that was an amazing moment." But that amazing moment actually wasn't there. It was created. Now, is an actor a liar? Or is an actor a craftsperson? Somebody who's crafting that moment. And in that my guru Pandit Satyadev Dubey was very, very clear, and he made certain things very clear to me. He always made it clear that don't try to position yourself as some magician. He said, let them be impressed by your magic, but never let the actor forget that the actor is a nuts and bolts person. So we do certain things right in a particular way such that that performance happens. Now, when I speak about this to certain actor friends of mine or people who are deeply involved in acting, they don't like it. They say, "What do you mean? What do you mean you're talking like this? We are actors. We are artists." And I say that, yeah, if you're a repeated artist, if you're a repeated actor, if you're repeatedly going to create some things, you and I know that we have a process. It's not that I live that moment and sometimes I get it, sometimes it won't work if you're a professional. If you're a professional, you got to make it work each time. How do you do that? And that's where the nuts and bolts come in place. Nuts and bolts make sure that you put it right. And some days it'll be very good, some days not as good. It is our ability to create the reality, which is at the source of us as an actor. And I've always felt, Anand, that at different levels of each of us as an actor, suppose today I'm at this level as an actor. I'm at this level. On a very good day, I'll go this high. On a very bad day, I'll go this much. Then there are certain actors who are so much better than me. Their levels are here. All right? On a very good day, they will go here. On a very bad day, they will come here. So, on a very good day of mine and a very bad day of theirs, they are still higher. All right? And you know what my job is? My job is each time to bring up my mean, bring up my mean, bring up my mean. So that, over the years, I reach here. So on a very good day, I'm here. On a very bad day, I'm here. This ability is through nuts and bolts, riyaz, practice. As you keep doing, as you learn, as you go through the throes, as you experience failure, as you see people unhappy, as you people see happy, oh wow, kuch hua, as you created magic. You again go back to, okay, what worked, what didn't. So the process of an actor is that the actor suddenly realizes that, so the actor is the only person privy to the knowledge that I'm just putting it out and I'm making it believable for you. Okay? People are saying, wow, you're God, man. What a performance you gave, man. Get goosebumps, yeah. Oof. And the actor says, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it. But deep down, the actor knows that I did something. I did something. And he says, okay, you appreciate something, but I didn't like something. But I think it's worked. So it is that, it's that internal journey of the actor, which is so very interesting. And therefore, I personally very, very strongly feel that an actor needs to take care of himself, take care in such a way that never confuses the audience feedback as the truth. It's not the truth, it is just what it seems to them. And it is our responsibility to ongoingly up our ability to tell many different stories in a believable way.
Okay, so that's a reality check that every actor should have when you are working on your craft. So that brings us back to theater, where you started from. Theater is considered the purest form of storytelling. You spoke about how convincing can an actor be. So how do you approach this notion of authenticity in storytelling, especially in theater, where the connect with the audience is direct and the response is immediate, unlike in films?
Yeah. So at one end, we all know that in theater it is immediate and the audience's reaction. But again, I want to tell you that it is the actor enacting. And the actor enacting wants to create an impression there. Is not a person who is performing to a blank wall. It's performing to a live audience, and the actor is committed that it works. So again, is the actor oblivious of what's happening around? Is oblivious to what's beyond the fourth wall? No. The actor is aware. Actor is aware each moment what's happening. The actor knows exactly whom is he covering. Is he taking the light? Okay? Not being hidden by a set piece. The actor is continuously aware and doesn't look. He just feels. At the correct time moves upstage, goes downstage, catches light, speaks in a direction, not in a way that you can't see, speaks in a way that everybody can see both the eyes. The actor is aware. And inside of this awareness, the actor says, you are so natural. When the audience says, you are so natural, it was created natural. It was created natural. The actor knows that even as he speaks to the audience here, And as he speaks away, he has to make sure that the voice is louder, otherwise, the audience won't hear. The actor takes care, saying, a phone call for me. One second, I'm just finishing this thing and coming. Knows how to dip one's voice and to bring it to create a reality. He's just saying, hello? Just call you back. Yeah. Thanks. Wants to create a reality which isn't there. Does something which, with his eyes, does something. So the point for us to get is that the reality is also created reality. So something I'll create within me. So each actor here creates something amazing, which is like, oof. For this actor, create something amazing for this actor. And then when you hear it, you say, wow, man, amazing. You know, what timing here? Kamal timing there. That great time. What is that timing? What is that time? That timing is an actor's ability to hold the pause. Can he hold it? What is this? This is pure performance. Because there's no one real here. It's just subtly altering the pace of this conversation for this group right now. And then to completely change it, yeah, with the tonality of my voice and ability to do think of something else and bring in a laughter, and I don't know, yeah, I really don't know, yeah. And can suddenly the body language change and that person becomes entirely different. And then snaps it. Creates something which is real. That moment, it's the craft of the actor. And if the actor can bring it all together and somebody says, Maza aa gaya yaar. Maza aa gaya. Kya real moment tha yaar. What a moment, huh? What a moment. Now the actor is also trying to get that moment. So that's the game, you know, Anand. It's your ability to really get yourself as a nuts and bolts person. And when you're a nuts and bolts person, you have tremendous respect for your craft. It's not by chance. It's not ki ho gaya hai Raj. It's let me get it again. Let me get it again. Ya Rohit Thapa.
Okay, so now we are. So Chandra sir, your mic is muted. Chandra sir, your mic is muted.
Okay. 1 second. Well, Ashish, it was great to see you really performing in amidst your talk. So, as you said, it's a craft. But no, when you are doing it so spontaneously, so naturally, when you're giving a talk and you are doing it, hearing it, and to that kind of truth, how do you do it? What kind of mental or emotion? What's behind that craft? It cannot be just said done like this. It needs more craft, concentration, or a process that happens spontaneously inside you. It's wonderful to see. And many of the actors, young actors, would love to know how you acquired that kind of a potential, that kind of this spontaneous shift to that situation within a second, within a fraction of a second, I would say. Maybe your training and the process and the progress from the start as a young actor to this kind of the heightened maturity, and what are the mental process and positions that you really undergo, may be helpful for the young actors as a lesson.
So one thing, Professor Chandrasan, one thing is very, very clear, that as I said, that acting is, I mean, when you act, you create a reality for people. First of all, you have to get that it's not that I have thought many things. If nothing gets created, then it's of no use. You know, again, Dubeji was very, very harsh. Right? He was very straight. And we are doing Chanakya Vishnugupta at National School of Drama. And he would, one scene we are doing again and again and again and again. I got exasperated. I said, Dubeji, you told me to do this, I did this. You told me to do this, I did this. You told me to do this, I did this. What didn't work? He said, you got it right, but it didn't work. So the actor can never, the actor is in service of performance. Now, this is very hard for people to, in fact, people say, he's a performer, yeah, not an actor. Once again, all of us are performers. All of us are performers. Let's not try and put ourselves up to some pedestal. We are performers, my friend. Confusion ही नहीं करना. हम लोग सब performer हैं. और जितना अच्छा हम perform कर पाते हैं, that's the game of life. So I used to otherwise feel very bad when somebody said, "क्या perform करता है तू हाँ?" And now I can say, yeah, isn't it? Yeah, I love to perform. I really got it. What is your problem with performance? Do you want to say that no, acting is to be real? What real? It has to seem real. There is no real. There is no real. There is an artificial in the very fact that even this conversation is happening. This is an artificial. If I feel like doing, I'm not doing it. I may want to scratch my. I'm not doing it. Say I'm just so natural. Even I want to pick my nose. I'm not doing it, my friend. Just look at it. Oh, what's he saying? Don't you do it, my friend? You know, when you're all alone, you do it, right? Yeah. When the phone is off and you're talking to somebody, you're doing all sorts of things. Suddenly, you're not doing it. You're wearing a press shirt. Very nice talking to you, Professor Jandasan. We do all this nonsense. You know, all this we do. Imagine if we can get over it, if we can really get that the job of an actor is to create a fantastic reality now, what is needed? Look what is available to the actor. What is available to the actor is the ability to think. What is it that I can do to arrest that person? It's very important for the actor to catch the attention of the viewer. You know, I've seen quite a few very nice, boring performances. They bore me. In fact, I don't even like nice, boring people. They bore me. I don't want to sit and chat with them. बहुत bore करते हैं यार. अरे यार, very nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. When do we meet him next? When can we not meet him? I don't want to meet him. Yeah, he's very nice but very boring. So imagine, why should somebody come and watch a boring performance? So let's also get, it has to be entertaining. Now, I'll tell you a very tricky question. Years back, Steven Spielberg was asked this question. There used to be this show called The Interview. I think it's called The Interview. It was black and white. And there were these one camera used to just zoom in, another camera zoom in. You could never see the interviewer. You could only see the interviewee. And he asked a lot of questions. One of the questions was, so you're one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. You can make any film that you wish to do. And he said, yes. Okay, it was that kind of very strong. And then he was asked that at a lot of these questions happening, you were just seeing close-ups of the interviewee, not the interviewer, only the sound. And he said, do you think Schindler's List was an entertaining film? And the camera zooms in, zooms in, zooms in. And Mr. Spielberg said no. Historically, he couldn't have said yes. Can you imagine him trying to say that Schindler's List is an entertaining film? Historically, he couldn't have said it. Politically, it would have been completely off. But let's face it, the very fact that you go and watch that film again and again and again, or any film or any theater play again and again, it has to entertain you. If it doesn't entertain any part of you, that most serious book, if it doesn't something and you say, I want to go through that thing again. If it doesn't entertain, you will not go back. So critical part about anything for which you need the attention of others is that it needs to be entertaining. It needs to be riveting. There has to be something riveting about it. That people say, well, what is that? What was that? Sorry, what? I missed that part. That riveting part. And that is what an actor gets to do. And what does the actor have? Actor has the ability. Now, how can I capture the attention of these people? I got my voice, I got my eyes, I got my ability to pause. I may have the ability to change the rhythm. Many things. Looks, stuff, gestures. What all can the actor do? I mean, just imagine, my friend, when you look at that interesting, have you ever seen an interesting face? You suddenly see somebody and say, yeah, it's an interesting face here. Their face is interesting. What is that for interesting face? It's not a boring face. There's something odd about it. You say, oh, yeah, interesting, huh? Interesting. That interesting is what the actor needs to be. And therefore, for me, it is the actor's. Actor is struggling to be noticed and to continue to be noticed. And then we feel very bad. I still feel very bad if somebody says you're an attention seeker. Yes, I am. That's why I'm an actor. I've stopped apologizing for that. And you learn in life that if you so here is one very interesting part, Anand and Professor Chandradasan. So for the longest I have by the way, is today a Sunday? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Sundays I talk a lot. Also Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays. But being a talkative person is something which has, I've been carrying that millstone around my neck for 55 years now. And I still remember, I think around the 5th standard, I had this report card. Remember we used to have a report card? And behind the report card, there used to be remarks. So my teacher had put remarks, and I've read it years later, but it said that Ashish is not talkative, just has a lot to share. She was so kind. I never met a kind person like that since her. Everybody calls me talkative. You talk so much, yaar. Kitta baat karta hai, yaar. You talk so much, And I waited for at least 50 years. And I can now say that. Imagine I can say. I waited for 50 years, Professor Chandradasan, for this. Till I realized that I'm never going to mature enough and not be talkative. I may one day die. I may die. I don't know about you, but I may die and then become quiet. But till the time that I am alive, not gone, I will be talking. And then I asked a friend of mine, and I said, I want to talk less because I look up to people, who talk less. And everybody, my mother, everybody said, just look at them. Just look at them, so quiet. So quiet. And I wanted to be like them. Be quiet. But I couldn't be. And then I realized this person told me, Ashish, how is it if you can just continue to talk interesting? And that's where I've stayed. That I will talk interesting, my friend, because I am talkative. If I'm an actor, I will do something which is interesting. Because in life, if you are to be, better be interesting. And I've discovered that the more you are valid for someone else, people find you of interest. If you're just talking about something else which people are not interested, they're not interested. So the thing which is available to an actor is to find ways to capture the interest of the audience. Capture. How do you capture the attention of that person? Suddenly says, what was that? Did you show that? Did you see this? That interest. To be that sparkle which catches the eye. And for that, the actor has the world. The actor has properties. The actor has this thing. Actor has the humor. Actor has the ability to, sorry, I won't do it now, do something stupid, anything, Sara, kuch bhi karega. And therefore, when the actor can dance free, just dance free. I tell you, the very fact that we are around people who are so conscious, actors are in a great position because we are so stupid and we are okay with it. We can do anything. We're completely okay with it. We know it is just this. We know we can make anything out of it. We can do anything. It's up to us. We can even try things which we are not good at. We are willing to learn. So, the actor is actually the ability to be a putty, the clay. And actor definitely gives each human being an opportunity to do many things. So being an actor is a freeing thing, my friend. And it has allowed me to play roles, not just roles in films and plays, but in real life.
That brings us to the footing that an actor must have in life to perfect one's own art. So you are a professional actor and you treat acting as a job that pays. So where do you draw that fine line between acting as a mode of expression and acting as a profession that helps you pay the bills?
So this is a slightly so as much as I call it a craft and everything, of course I'm deeply in love with acting. Okay, so as an actor, you want to go to the truest emotion. You want to reach inside of you and feel something. So you're very highly sensitive as an actor, and all the stuff that comes out only when there is something happening inside. When you feel the hurt, when you feel the pain, mostly hurt and pain, you feel a lot of that. And then when you become a professional actor, it's a very Siddharth moment. That you've been brought up in a theater world where everybody understands, everybody is experimenting. There's a workshop happening. People have a lot of they have a lot of space for your failure. They're okay the way you are because they are also like you. And when you step out from that world of theater, which is a safe place, where there's a lot of safety, and you step out into the real world, that's when you see something else. You see that you feel like a loser. You feel like so many other people. You've worked hard on certain tenets, and these guys don't have those tenets and they are more successful. That somebody else is doing that, and all the comparisons come in. Things that you held as holy and non-compromisable, cannot be discussed, are passé. People who don't know anything, they're just being propped up. I call it the Gotham Siddharth moment. When you've been asked to do things that you never expected to. What do you mean? Pura nahi karna padega. Just this much part. Yeah, you can do it. Okay, it's okay. No, but it didn't work. No, it's good, very good. Chalega. So for me, those moments were very painful, if I may tell you very clearly, because when you're steeped in something, when you meet the real world, it really hurts. It really hurts, and you many a times feel violated because there was certain expertise, certain level of commitment that was expected. For example, I'll tell you, for me, it never made sense why people would be late for shootings. It still doesn't make sense to me why people are late. And I believe status allows them to. I told myself very clearly, it's a no-no for me. Still, it kind of says that how people keep talking during shootings, and It's okay. Status allows them. I'm very clear it's not okay with me. It's a no-no for me. I still find it uncomfortable 29 years into the industry. It's very interesting how when you come into the real world, you discover certain things. You discover how status starts playing a role in the actor's world. So here there was the actor who was purely working on characters, who was working on roles, and suddenly comes out into the world where who is the actor also started mattering. I, of course, saw it even during theatre days. There would be certain much more appreciated actors who would get the roles, and you are not getting the big roles because they are getting roles. But it gets further accentuated when you go into the big bad world, and you start feeling the pinch of it. It pains you, it hurts you, and that was a period which again I had the for me, I've been also very lucky that I kind of listened to some very good friends, and one of them told me that that's how it is. So you'll have to be mindful of that. So rather than hold on and becoming this, I saw that when in Rome, I don't even know whether it was right or wrong, but I got that if I got to survive, because for me, coming into acting as a professional actor was not to essay more roles, it was to take care of my parents. I mean, it was not like I wanted to do more roles and so many characters, nothing, man. I was a person who had to take care of aging parents, and there's no confusion. I mean, it was like I had to do it. Right? So for me, when Dubejis told me many years before that also that, this is my job, my friend. I'm an actor. It's my craft, but you don't need to feel sorry for me. You don't need to make me special. It's just my job. I could be a plumber. I'll be a very good plumber. You're never concerned that, how hard he works there. No, that's his. So yesterday, one of the things that I cannot do is cooking. Till about 15 days back, I discovered that I could. I was in Dharampur with my friend Sunil and Amla's house, and I cooked hot pot. Hot pot was a dish which was my father, who was a freedom fighter. They used to get back in the evening and put dal and all the vegetables together and cook it, and it was very tasty. And in Dharampur, Sunil encouraged me, and Amla encouraged me, come cook it, and I made it. So last evening I made it at home also, but we had invited quite a few people because after all, I don't make food very often. In fact, first time in years. So we caught up. We had a larger this thing, and some of the friends were not going to come because nowadays not many people come. So we were to distribute that dal, hot pot, to people. So we had a pressure cooker. Okay, everything the size was good, except it didn't have that particular thing, on which it rests. So Munna, my dear friend who works with us, Munna said, "Bhaiya ho jayega." And you know what he did? He put that pressure cooker and he put something on top which gave that pivot, and it got made. And anyway, it was very tasty, Anand, I must tell you that. But having said that, those are those experiences that you get, that in life you need not look for the perfect pressure cooker. This was a pressure cooker with a broken thing, which otherwise you would say, now go away with it. He said, "No, bilkul chalega." He put something else and it worked. And so therefore, when I stepped out of pristine theatre and how theatre should be to the real world, and why I'm calling it real, I'm calling it the commercial world, the professional world, I discovered that there are no holy cows. Painful, hurtful, all those things. And I discovered that life is not about being learned. That I have learned, this I have learned, this I have learned. Life is about how open am I to learning. And that's when some amazing magic happened. Because a bit like Siddharth, if I can ever imagine what it was, pain happens when you expected certain earlier truths to hold true. Over these years, I have discovered that truths are just what I believed at some moments. At some moment, plastic was the savior. some eons back, some large, king's large palace and some large mausoleum was the epitome. Now it's politically incorrect. Certain words which were spoken now are politically incorrect. Things keep changing. And as an actor, especially, and why just as an actor, why any professional, as you keep moving, you realize that the rules of the game keep changing. And if you stick on to earlier notions saying that that is the only way, it causes a lot of pain. Because life is fluid. Life never said that it is fair. Life never said. Life happens. And it is your ability that if you can add value, I mean, that is something which I have discovered. That right from theater to whatever that I've done till now, and I've seen my father, my mother, and some very, very dear friends, including you, live their life that way. How best can we add value in whatever that we do? When I became cognizant to that possible way of looking at it, I started saying that, any role that I get may be very unbelievable. I have the craft to make it believable. So here I was not counting on the best scripts to come my way, the best roles to come my way, the most well etched out characters. I said, give it, because that's what I was getting, you see. I was not saying that I was waiting for throw me bad roles. No, I got those films and I got those roles because I had to eat, all right, very clearly. So people say, how did you choose films? I didn't choose films. I did as many films as I could, my friend, all right. But what I did is that every film, every role that I got, I said, मैं कुछ amazing करूँगा. And I have certain, if you watch certain films of mine with me, I'll just tell you, I tried this and this. In this shot, I tried this. I said, really? You tried this? It's something which I'm trying because I may be doing the same boring politician, same boring policeman. And people are saying, Rajiv, why do you do those same roles? I do it because I got to live, my friend. But I will do that interestingly. I will not do that as an apology. I will not do it like, what yaar, karna pad raha hai yaar. Yes, I'm a good actor. No, boss. I will live my life with dignity. I will not come home as a cribbing father for Earth, a cribbing husband for Pilu. No. That I got very, very early on. I will live my life with dignity. I'll do my roles with dignity. I will do them amazingly well. You may find them caricature, but I'll make a great caricature out of it.
Okay. Dada, that brings us back to films. You have done more than 200 films and television since your debut in 1942, A Love Story, and the award-winning Commander Bhadra in Govind Nihalani film Broker. And from there to Diben Prabhu in the second season of Criminal Justice. How do you find to be very specific, how does the actor in you find the stimuli from the film world? You have explained in detail how you have responded, how you are footing yourself firmly on the ground, on the realities. So probably we can talk in detail about your evolution from Commander Bhadra to Diben Prabhu.
Very difficult for me to know anything about it, my friend. Because, for me, I'm just living it every day. I mean, even this conversation is something which we are living at this very moment. One thing which I have discovered is that I have very little in my control. So if I have very little in my control, might as well give in completely to this moment, because I have tried to have life my way. I have tried that. I have liked to have the kind of work that I want to do my way. I have liked to have relationships the way I want it. Oh yes, I have tried. And didn't work. It didn't work, my friend. So that's how I have discovered that life offers you the things that it offers you. I'm not much of a planner, just to let you know. I'll let you into a secret. I'm not a strategist. But I'm definitely I love to celebrate things. And I call it celebrate because a whole lot of us find a lot of things not worth living. We are really, really disappointed by each day, but we don't even want to say it. So, since you have to fight disappointment, I choose to celebrate. And my way of doing it is that I give it fully. I give it like, aag laga do yaar usko. Let's like fill it up. Let's give it. I'm very clear that as an actor. So even as I was looking for very interesting parts in Hindi through that period, I said that each day that I work, and I did 230 plus films across the various languages, and it meant a lot of travel, 18 to 19 days a month traveling all over the country. In fact, I used to tell my directors and producers, you're paying me for staying away from home. Acting is for free. Because for me, acting, I was doing riyaz, day in, day out, sara kuch khas karunga, waiting for those amazing roles to come. Now, it's very important for you to get, Anand, it's one thing when you say that, you get a break, and then imagine, as a professional actor, when you're going over these things, you have your aspirations, you have your dreams, you want to do some amazing roles, but people start looking at you in a different way. And that's when I kind of invite actors to say that there are two people who are going to give up on you. The first person is the other person. They're going to say, "Nahi, Ashish does only this kind of role. Nahi, Ashish is not. Khatam huya, pehle kiya tha." That person is fantastic. You have no control over that person. But the second person matters the most, and the second person is this person. So even if they are giving up, even they are saying whatever things, if you give up on yourself, then you've had it. But remember, you have the vote, the crucial vote over yourself. And that is the second voice. And therefore, over these years, I keep voting for hope. And over the years, I have also kind of, I share this with others. When I let people know that there will be some amazing times in your life when you will feel like giving up. There will be such times. In fact, many people will say most of the time, I got it, my friend. And that is when you have to get that it doesn't matter what they say. What really matters is what you say. And you have to be, and I have to be, I'm very clear about myself. I'm the woodpecker. Don't give up. And as you don't give up, as you keep asking, as you keep looking, I'm here, I keep looking for interesting roles. I want some phenomenal roles to do, amazing roles to do. I kind of keep looking, keep asking. I mean, some people say, how do you keep asking? Don't you feel what? Is it pagal hai kya? It's fantastic. It's the privilege of an actor to look for work. It's a privilege of an actor to ask for work. All right, so being relentless is something which you get as an actor. Being relentless, not just as an actor, being relentless in life. This morning, even before I came for this conversation, early morning, we had gone on a beautiful, a friend came over, and we all went with kids to the beach, Aksa beach here, and we went further on. I was taking some interesting photographs like I do, and all that was happening on the way back. And I was, it was a lot of rocks and crags, very slippery also. So I was telling everybody, be careful, the slippery thing, and we are taking photographs. On the way back, I slipped, fell, dham, tore my pant, slightly limping, I think, in my left knee. Much better now. But all that happened, looking around, I was just looking gratefully at my phone, So there was this fantastic screen guard, didn't break. So happy here. But came back. I'm so excited. The fact of the matter is that imagine I would have any time said that, I should not have gone there. And had I not gone there, I wouldn't have slipped. Are you mad? Man, the joy of having slipped and fallen. And I fell even 2 months back in Himachal. I was filming something and I fell. Oh gosh, will I ever give up going to such places just because I may slip and fall? That's the joy of it, my friend. And imagine if I can have that will and my bones have the ability not to break, which is very important. So imagine if I can manage that. So that is the joy, the vivre of life. And therefore, for an actor, it is very important to take care of herself. Very important. Very, 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 very important. Take care of yourself. Because people will start judging you. People will start saying all sorts of things to you. Remember, these people will come and go. They don't matter. They really don't matter. What matters is how you are with yourself, how you are with your family, what you do with your life. So, it's all. Some people will, oh, what a celebrity, man. You're a celebrity. Great, fantastic, enjoy it. Make sure that restaurants give you seats. That's fantastic part of being a celebrity. Superb. You and I have enjoyed that, Anand, right? It's fantastic. Be kind to people. People will be really kind to you. But don't keep hoping for that, because that will be painful. So live your expression. Remember, people are very, very kind because you have touched them with your work. So as an actor, I'm so grateful that I've reached so many people across the Indian diaspora all over the world. All right. And so that's a privilege. Yeah, that's a privilege now. But just because so many people know me, if I consider myself as a celebrity and say that I cannot do that and I cannot do that, then I have just caged myself. So it's very important for an actor to realize their own personal journey of friendships, personal journey of personal passions, dreams, aspirations, and a journey which you're living, which others are watching you for. All right, so have the ability to handle them both, because if you don't, then the loser will be this actor. So really, one of my main things that I keep working on is that actors tend to be very sensitive. And you and I know about it. Why just actors? All creative people. And especially when you see heights, the falls are even harder. People start asking, what happened here? Nowadays, shooting cancelled? No shooting? No shooting today? And you should have the ability to say, no, shooting not cancelled. I have no shooting. I went through a phase, Professor Chandradas, in 2 years, I didn't shoot for a single day. All right? Not shooting for a single day. And then you're a known actor. And then people telling you, sir, we used to love you when you used to act. Very good actor, huh, sir? So why don't you act now? You stopped acting. Huh? Stopped acting. And they talk to you that way. And you say, no, I've not stopped acting. And it is like, you feel exposed. And that is when actors start hiding themselves, not telling people. So when people say, you're no shooting today? I said, yeah, no shooting today. No shooting this month, actually. Actually, next 2 months, no shooting. Oh, but how are you? Tell me. Can we talk? Or do you want me to go into shell? Oh, gosh, no shooting. And I have gone through that phase. And I will tell you something. In this, any actor who's a professional actor knows that we don't have to just deal with shooting days. We have to deal with the time that we don't have work. So over my career, I have had million times, not say million times, I don't know, scores of times when, like the COVID crisis, where everything was stopped, I had scores of times that my career had stopped. But you go on. And you take care of yourself and you go on. All right? So that is the key part. And today, in this entire last 3 months, when we are getting this amazing set of, again, these fantastic offers are coming up. We are doing some amazing films and amazing OTT work. So grateful for it. But I completely realize I value the wait that I have done. Because throughout that wait, I had not given up on myself. And I really want to share with people that actors need to be open and let people know exactly how they are. Also tell them it's none of their business, but tell them in any case. So don't try to put up a fake truth in front of people.
Taking care of your body, which is the main tool for an actor, and taking care of your mind, equally important. That's what you have just told us. That just like taking care of your body, you have to take good care of your mind and your attitude to stay alive. Even during the time when you're not working, the actor needs to prepare the mind. And maybe that could be one reason why you are now counted as one of the best motivation speakers, one among the best 10 motivation speakers in India. What I'd like to know is, how has your training as an actor and the huge body of work that you have done, how has it helped uh, in when you start speaking on a forum, you start motivating speeches? How has that actor in you helped you?
So so I'll just come. So first thing what it did is, as an actor, I realized that I could play many roles. So I said, I'm not only an actor, I'm also an actor. And I've given this example many a times. It's to do with the Tata Steel ad, which told me that we also make steel. It blew my mind. Wow, Tata Steel is saying we also make steel. उनका हिंदी में लाइन था, हम इस्पात भी बनाते हैं. Tata Steel saying we also make steel. I discovered that I can also be an actor, also be a traveler, also. It gave me a lot of hope. Some years back, Anand, I did find myself at crossroads when I've been an eternal searcher, I'm always being looking out. It's not that people come and teach me. I go out and look for, यार कोई थोड़ा issue हो रहा है, क्या कर रहा है. So, few years back, I was doing a lot of work and I was very unhappy here. I was anxious about my next work. अगला काम मिलेगा, कब मिलेगा? That guy is getting better work, this, that. Now, nothing has changed, huh? Just to let you know, nothing has changed. But I discovered that I'm suffering. I'm suffering. And then I started looking out for how can I make this moment amazing. And that moved me in a direction of, can I get greedy with myself? As I said, I'm also an actor. Can I also say that I'm also happy? Or do I also say, yeah, like, if you look all over the world, anywhere, people say, work face like that. How are you here? A lot of stress here. And then somebody else says, yeah, the position that you are, there's so much stress. Yeah. As if, just because you're successful, this person has to be cursed into being unhappy. People who are unsuccessful, just look at those people, those kids. Just look, see. All very happy. Ha, 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 ha. Let them come up in life, then they will realize what life is. So imagine, that's what we are hoping others. Those right people who are young and everything, excited, they will one day realize that life is not this easy thing and they will become serious like me. What is this nonsense? And I said that I have to find more reasons to be ecstatic about life and really celebrate it. And that is when I started discovering some things about myself. And over the years, I started sharing this with people. And that is how Avid Miner got formed. And you may check out my website, avidminer.com, AVIDMINER.com. So Avid Miner, as the name itself suggests, it's a play on my name, Avid Ashish Vidyarthi. But it's also a thing on Avid Miner, as we mine within ourselves, look for something amazing. So the byline for us is tapping the greatness within. Because Anand, I'll never ever get to be a writer like you. Never ever get to be a thinker like Professor Chandradasan. But I can be an extraordinary me. All right? I cannot be like Rohit Thapa or by Nikhil Alex. I cannot be like them. But I can be an extraordinary version of me. And when I got that I can celebrate my extraordinariness in my unique way, I started also looking at what stops me from celebrating my uniqueness. What stops me from celebrating my uniqueness is, what will you think here? What will you think? Because this is not that, no? So I wait for that. And when I got that is this. This moment is my moment. And can I be celebrating that? And that is what I share. So over the last few years, lakhs of people we have impacted through our talks, through our workshops, hundreds of organizations. We have touched some big organizations we have impacted with my motivational talks. And over the years now we do workshops and we do coachings, letting people know the possibility of life. In fact, in 2021, we have come up with very interesting thing. It's called nurturing people. And the byline is, we, the nurturing people, are about nurturing people. So what happens to those people who are going to be trashed by digital transformation? What happens to the human being? So how will it be that each human being, at whichever level that they are working at, if each individual realizes that my day is an expression of my life, and therefore I will make it special. So it could be a conversation like this, it could be a shot that I'm giving, or a talk that I'm giving, or a conversation that I'm having with my child or a friend, or I'm cooking my hot pot. Can I be the most extraordinary version of myself? And when each one of us gets to bring out the best, not just in ourselves, but in others, I promise you, Anand, I have discovered more reasons why people want to come together rather than the differences that we typically try to build on. So I don't care about how different we are. I'm sure we are different. But you know what? That guy whom you don't like doesn't also go happily to bed when he's angry with someone, and nor do you. So for me, rather than bringing up more conversations about
सर आप म्यूट हो गए.
You're muted now. You're muted now.
I think everybody was muted and I got muted.
Yeah.
So what I love is that if people can, and that's what we do at Avid Miner, if people can gift victories to themselves, when people can get that, you know what, I want to gift victory to myself. So each day I'm doing something worthwhile. It's not a wasted day. It is not that I have done nothing here, only they have done. No. How will it be if you do that? In fact, I would love it if you can just mention, we have a very interesting YouTube channel. It is called Ashish Vidyarthi Official. If somebody can just write it, Ashish Vidyarthi Official. And so we do our talks on our YouTube channel, and then there's LinkedIn. So it's a great opportunity, Anand, where I get to do something more with myself. So we have a small team, amazing team, 6 people at Avid Miner, and we create conversations which make a difference to people. And I feel really fulfilled when I get that my life is not just about that role you did was great. I now meet people at airports, at restaurants, on the road, when people say, you know what, we attended an event of yours, or we watched that video of yours and it was amazing. So it's really fulfilling.
So, Chandrasen sir, can we open it for questions from the audience now?
Yeah, if Ashish want to conclude anything else, he's free to do that. Otherwise, we can open questions from the audience.
Open to questions, please.
आशीष विद्यार्थी साहब नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
अनिल प्लेयर, आपसे मिलके बहुत खुशी हुई साहब. बहुत अच्छा presentation था. Although I joined late, sorry for that. But the thing is that the moment you said that celebration is one thing, which we need to do. I think that is one thing which struck me, because very often what happens is that the Indian mentality, I do not know whether I am true or not. It is my perception, maybe. We always take celebration as some kind of guilt within us. We need to go to the next benchmark. Celebration bolega to you become lazy. So why celebrate? Go for the next milestone. That is something that is there. So how do you view that? We always move from one milestone to the other without actually celebrating our victories.
Yeah. So celebration is that good job, well done. So in fact, there's a joke also in that I don't celebrate enough. But I'll tell you something. You know how I see it? I tell myself, good job, well done, what next? So I love it that way. Because for me, yes, for me to sit on my past laurels is a little boring. What I really enjoy is that, it's very clearly, like each day has to be an extraordinary one. That many people who will be here would have watched my films or, have seen something and they're here. But who cares of all the stuff that I may have done in the past? What matters to everyone is that what happens today, right now, is this of value to you right now? That is true of any performance, of anything that we do. And that makes you keep going. Because remember one thing, celebration is not stop. It is like, you kaisa tha? Good, good, good. And you're moving. You're moving. The point here is that, see, there are two things. One, celebration becomes a finality, game over. Secondly, you see a loss as a finality, game over. Life is just going on. Life is continuously going on. Life is also about another aspect, just to share with you. You may feel surprised about it. See, life is not about getting it right. Really. Because as we do many different things, some things may work out right now or may not work out right now. But who knows what doesn't work out in the long run. When I started doing my first film in Tamil, first film I did was in Kannada, a film called AK-47, when I did in language other than Hindi. I never knew that these films will work out. And a film called, Dil in Tamil became a hit, and then it started getting... Nobody knows what will work out, my friend. I mean, for the longest period in that time, people used to say, you're not getting work in Hindi because you have settled in South. You have settled in South. Then they would ask me, so you're settled in South, no, Ashish? Settled in South. I said, yeah, I've settled in that city called South. There's one city called South. I've settled in South. So you're made to feel, yaar. Then somebody says, no, Ashish, people think you're moving to South. So now you will tell everybody, no, I'm not in South. What is this nonsense? Your mind is creating stories. So for one thing that you're going to get is that if you start celebrating each day as a valid day, I did something and I accomplished it. Fantastic. Move on. That is when you go on, ongoingly live your life. And for me, that's the critical part, to ongoingly live our life. Never think that the work is done. The same is true in relationships, my friend. To ongoingly nurture relationships, to ongoingly travel in relationships, be it with your spouse, be it with your child, be it with your friends. Ongoingly nurture your relationship with yourself, expand yourself. Really the ability to celebrate is when you get that you're growing. I look at celebration as when each one of us can really look at ourselves as growing rather than have grown up. Grown up. He's learned. He's grown up to growing, learning. So, for me, that's why I love what my father gifted with us all, Vidyarthi. And it's not just a thing, it's just the mindset of the Vidyarthi, the learner, the ever-growing, who's completely okay to miff up, to be stupid. What's stupid? In fact, I have a joke with friends. When they make jokes at me, I say, hey, listen, you can't insult the insulted. I'm insulted, yaar. Tu mujhe kya mara kar raha hai? I never said I got it right. Who says? Who cares? I'm just trying. Laga hu yaar. They sometimes joke with me, Ashish, laga hua hai. You saw your Facebook live, huh? Show you, laga hua hai tu, Ashish. I said, हाँ yaar, laga hua. Yeah, I'm at it. You're right. So anything that they throw at you, accept it. Just say, yeah, exactly, you got it right. Yeah, so.
Rohit Thapa. Yeah.
One second, Anand. Chirag has put a question, a very relevant question. Chirag can come in and ask it. It will be fine. Chirag, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, yes. Chirag, introduce and.
Sir, my name is Chirag. I'm from Delhi. Good afternoon, sir.
Chirag, you are not audible, Chirag.
Am I now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. So my question is, in the very beginning, you said that it is a very subconscious process, and most of the time, it's subconscious. But how do you develop something which is intangible? We cannot touch our subconscious. So how do we develop that?
I never said it is subconscious. Craft is not subconscious. Craft is conscious. Craft, you work on it. I am just making sure that you hear me. A little while back, I could not hear you. My voice like this consciously, now you can't hear me. So I've consciously dropped it down just for you to notice it. So this is all part of it. You know, this is all consciously making sure that if I'm making a gesture, it doesn't cover my face. It's a conscious thing. But when it is done in such a way that you do it with such expertise, that throughout when I'm speaking, I'm just making sure that the gesture doesn't cover my face, or it just covers in a fraction and comes out. It's all conscious. So please remember, Chirag, एक्टिंग के जो nuances है उनको हमको सीखना है. The speech, the diction, your ability to throw your voice, project yourself, your focus in your eye. You know, how do you play with focus? I'll show you a small exercise. Dubey ji ka exercise in focus. Look clearly at my eyes, okay? Look at my eyes. Okay? Now I'm looking at you, right? Are you getting that I'm looking at you? Okay? Now, what am I doing? Do you see a difference? Do you see a difference? From here to, again, this. So he would say that this is when I'm thinking, Anand, your question is night, and you know what, Anand? Do you see that? When you move from this, let me see what time is it? Is it 12:45? So you move your, now this is all craft. This is all craft which has to be honed. If you notice that my gesture didn't come here, this is all craft, I said. This is a craft. It didn't even go out. It was in frame. Okay? Even though I'm looking there, I am cognizant of the frame, which I can see. I'm not saying this. So everything that an actor does is conscious. The viewer thinks it is subconscious. Okay? You got to be so good. Rohit has a question. Please go with it, Rohit.
Hi Ashish sir.
नमस्कार.
नमस्ते सर. मैं काफी कहानीबाज जो आप कहते थे गाना पे, उसका मैं 2016 से काफी देखते आ रहा हूँ. काफी मजा आता है मुझे देखने में. और सर मेरा एक सवाल ये है कि जब हम बात करते हैं कि एक्टर के शिफ्ट की, कैरेक्टर के शिफ्ट की, तो कई बार ऐसा होता है कि कैरेक्टर काफी मोनोटोनस एक्टर प्ले करते हैं, तो वो आपने जैसे कहा कि नाइस होता है लेकिन वो बोरिंग होता है. तो उसको कैरेक्टर के शिफ्ट के बारे में आप कुछ बता सकते हैं कि हम कैरेक्टर के शिफ्ट कैसे करें, उसको मोनोटोनस ना बनने दे और वो प्लेफुल कैसे ज्यादा लगे एक लाइफ की जब बात करते हैं.
जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया ना, शिंडलर्स लिस्ट जो एक ट्रैजिक फिल्म थी, एक जूस के मरने की फिल्म थी, उसको भी पूछा गया कि क्या ये एंटरटेनिंग फिल्म. बिल्कुल एंटरटेनिंग, तभी आप जाके देखते हैं, तो कोई देखने ही नहीं जाएगा. इसको कहीं ना आपको अपने, चाहे वो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपका हंसी का कैरेक्टर हो, आप हो सकता है बहुत ही ट्रैजिक कैरेक्टर है, लेकिन आप उसमें कुछ नमक ऐड करेंगे दोस्त. You know, you have to add the salt in a character, just make it interesting, and that is where the craft of the actor comes in. And that is also, the actor has to know कि किसके लिए perform कर रहा है. Okay? अलग जैसे मैं बता रहा हूँ, this conversation that I am having with you on this platform of Lokadharmi is very different from the conversation that I may have at some other place. हम लोग जिस डिटेल में जा रहे हैं थिएटर को लेकर, कहीं और पर इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है, और कहीं और इट विल बी क्या बात कर रहा है यार, दूसरी बातें कर, बट यहाँ पर लोग हैं. सो यू हैव टू बी कॉग्निसेंट ऑफ हु द ऑडियंस इज, एंड यू विल हैव टू मॉडिफाई योर परफॉर्मेंस अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट. दिस मे सीम वेरी बिग आवर कॉन्वर्सेशन, बट ये फैक्ट है. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि who is the audience, what is the kind of people who may be watching this, and you will need to modify your conversation, how you are creating a narrative basis that. रोहित त्रिवेदी कुछ सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. You can make everybody mute.
Okay, Rohit, can you go ahead and ask the question?
Yes, sir. First of all, sir, I don't know if you remember this. Sir, 2 months ago, there was this lockdown sessions that you had, and I was fortunate enough to be a part of it. It was really beautiful, and I've been following you ever since, sir. Sir, I had a question regarding your never die spirit. Like, how do you, like, I've heard all these speeches, but it's still, you know, because you're trying to get into the industry, the constant looking in the mirror and then mirror telling you that you're not yet fit enough, because most of the auditions requirements you see, the person should be having those, you know, urban look and these abs and this and that. where the craft is not mentioned in any of the requirements, unfortunately. And so second question was regarding when you get a particular script, how is your process from that particular script to screen with the text that you get?
So first, the first part, the world is not supposed to be kind to you. So first of all, get ऐसे ही हैं वो लोग उसके अंदर से काम निकालना है बॉस. ठीक है रोहित. सो अगेन दे आर सेइंग दैट, बट एक्चुअली है नहीं. अगर आप देखें एक्टर्स, बहुत कम लोग हैं सिक्स पैक वाले, बाकी सब हमारे जैसे ही दिखने वाले हैं. घबराओ मत. सो कि हैव होप. ओके, सबसे पहले तो ये. सो उस सब से अपने को वो मत करना. डजंट मैटर. I want to check with all of you who are here, who are listening in. Tell me, do you want to take permission from the world to succeed?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir. No, sir.
no, not at
No,
all.
sir.
है ना यार, वर्ल्ड हमें परमिशन देगा तभी वी विल सक्सीड, अदरवाइज हम लोग अनसक्सेसफुल रहेंगे. नहीं है ना
Not at
ऐसा?
all, sir. Not at all, sir.
एग्जैक्टली. तो अब इसमें बिल्कुल क्लियर समझ लीजिए. Don't stop blaming people and stop expecting people to accept you. You will have to create your acceptance. यही तो खेल है बॉस. तुम नए प्रोडक्ट आए हो, अपने को ऐसा बनाओ कि people say I want you. That is the game. That is the first part. Okay? Have you understood? So who cares what they want? You got yourself, make yourself interesting, get the work. Okay? That's my process. Second thing, to be honest, again, second question बहुत आनंद. Typically, it is only now that we have started getting bound scripts, okay? Most of my career, I would hear a line and then every day they would give me, आज का सीन है, अभी लिख के आ रहा है, कुछ change कर रहे हैं. So we never had time to prepare. Now it becomes very odd for people here. How can you work without a bound script? We never had bound scripts. Bound scripts are only there in theatre days, and then now scripts are there. But my largest chunk in my career, I had no bound script. Everything was being prepared. So you create the most amazing reality in the scenes that come, and then you ask a lot of questions to the director, to the assistant director, how it moves. Now that the bound script are there, okay, this is a great opportunity for actors who want to go and work in detail. Move your part. Aapka part ka, how is that? How is the part going to chart its way through the film? And also see, as a young actor, you will have some more issues. थोड़े questions पूछना, ज़्यादा questions करोगे तो लोग बोलेंगे बड़ा बोर करता है, ये बहुत सवाल पूछता है. So be smart when you are asking questions. Okay, get to know an idea and थोड़ा अपना दिमाग use करो. Look around, observe things. Don't expect everybody to tell you. So आपका character ये है, अब इस character को ये feel होगा, वो आपको अपनी story बनानी पड़ेगी. What will really help you, my friends? Create a backstory of the character in your mind. Okay? Don't tell it to the director. Secret बता रहा हूँ. Don't tell it to the director. अरे what backstory? ऐसा नहीं है कुछ. But give something so that वो hold कर पाए. I'll give you a small exercise on this. So it is like this. Okay, I'll now do it right now in front of you. Okay? So मैं इधर देख रहा हूँ अब. ये हो गया. अब मैं सेकेंड टाइम दे रहा हूँ. टेल मी द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस. कट. बताइए क्या कुछ फर्क दिखा आपको इन दोनों लुक्स में?
सेकंड वाला जरा सार्कास्टिक लुक था.
ओके.
फर्स्ट वाला जरा एक कॉन्फिडेंट ये था, मतलब यू आर जस्ट लुकिंग एट द पर्सन. I think second was a little bit sarcastic and a kind of making fun of somebody kind of thing.
Okay. So I'll just share with you what I
you were blinking in the first part.
Okay. So I'll tell you a very simple thing I did. Okay. Now एकदम front to front में और होता है, पर आपको मैं just ऐसे बताता हूँ. The first one I was looking blankly into the camera. Right now I'm not blinking also, I'm just looking blankly into the camera. Okay? And now I'm doing something else. Okay?
you're creating another story within you.
Yeah. So what I'm doing, I'll tell you. This is an exercise which Dubeji had told us. Okay, and I still use it. He said there'll be some times when you are feeling dead. And people say, "Arey, don't give a blank look. Yeah, listen to that person. Okay, and it's not happening. And you know what he told us? He gave us a brilliant exercise. I still use it at times when sometimes I'm just going blank. I multiply 3 figures in my head. So I was just now, the first time I was just looking blankly. Second time I was multiplying 572 into 33. So somebody like me who's mathematically challenged, I had to go 573 into 33 with 3 threes are 6 threes are 7 threes are 21, 2 ऊपर गया, 3 5s are 15, 17, 7 नीचे गया, उसका 3 में. Are you understanding? So give yourself a calculation. Make your mind think something. And nothing better than somebody like me who does not understand mathematics. Some of you is what 550 to 33 is this. ऐसा नहीं चाहिए. We want you to calculate something so that आपका दिमाग involved हो. So very important is that allow yourself to go deeper. The audience will never know what you are thinking, just to let you know. All of you. Devalina is asking me a question, okay? Okay, now please get this. The audience will never ever know what you're thinking. Audience will just know that they're thinking something. Then they will say, okay, this dialogue is spoken, then this dialogue is spoken. Oh, so you're thinking about this. Okay? So please remember, an actor's craft is to create realities. So it is not subconscious, it is conscious. उसमें मेहनत गई है. और दूसरी बात, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, ऑलवेज डिफ्रेंशिएट बिटवीन द एक्टर एंड द स्टार. हम में से बहुत लोग यहाँ पर हैं जो बेसिकली स्टार बनना चाहते हैं, फिल्मों में काम करना चाहते हैं, और फिर बहुत दुख का वो करते हैं. जो थिएटर से उड़ता है वो तो बॉस does the actual stuff, becomes an actor. That actor may be working in films. Okay? So it's important that you work on yourself as an actor. Who knows who you will succeed or not? Who knows? There are people who have not done theatre who will succeed, people who have done theatre who will succeed, people who have not. Any combination is possible. But if you keep yourself कि मुझे फिल्म एक्टर ही बनना है, उसके चक्कर में थिएटर करना है, तो कर सकते हैं आप, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट उसको फिर आप कारण मत बताइए. डोंट हाइड बिहाइंड इट. Become an amazing actor and then try your hand as an actor, as a professional actor.
There are a number of questions already typed in this chat box.
Yeah, Anaka Deshpande has asked, as I understand, there are 2 parts in your life journey. One before realizing about this, celebrating life, and one after that. Do you feel it changed the process and the effect of your acting?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It did a huge thing because it allowed me to get that. It allowed me to also get a distance between. I'm a very passionate person. Okay, I'm very passionate about acting. Very passionate about anything that I do. But I also got that I need to protect myself. So therefore, you also keep yourself slightly away from things. Okay, you keep doing things and then you say, "Acha, ho gaya, acha nahi hua," and keep moving. So yes, it's been a movement in which it's not easy to celebrate each day. I promise you this. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay, it's really worth it, but it's not easy. So therefore, you will have to trick your mind. Your mind will keep giving you all sorts of signals. Okay, आपका दिमाग आपको बहुत सारी बातें कहेगा, नहीं हो सकता, दुखी हो, दुनिया में सबका अच्छा हो रहा है, मेरा अच्छा नहीं हो रहा. Good is happening to every. All this is going to continuously happen. You'll have to trick your mind into getting, I got it, but what have you got? मुझे पता है, but तू बता तुझे क्या मिला है? तू कुछ खास करना चाहता है क्या आज? So you'll have to keep telling yourself this thing, and therefore, a lot of, in this entire shift, I talk a lot to myself. I'll ask a lot of questions to myself. Far from clarity, I've gone more into the world of the nebulous. And just to share with you, Professor Chandradasan and to Anand, there's one line from Uttayan, my single actor play, which we did in Trivandrum and everywhere.
Chin.
Yes, and he spoke of Kavalam Narayan Panikar wrote, he said that in the nebulous there is magic. And I have found the magic in the nebulous. कई बार जब बहुत ज़्यादा clear हो जाता है ना, when it's very very clear, then it's like defined. But then in the nebulous, you know, like when you look at the clouds and you say, हाथी है कि घोड़ा है कि पहाड़ है? Is it an elephant, a horse, or a mountain? In that nebulous, there is a possibility of magic happening. So keep it nebulous, keep it nebulous, keep it really. Have the ability to create something afresh and don't sit on your past victories or losses.
Shuvan Chakrabarti, he has raised his hand. Shuvan, go ahead, ask the question.
Okay, final question. I think we've done quite a bit, huh?
Unmute yourself, Shuvan, and then ask your question.
सर नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते
सर मैं वेस्ट बंगाल से हूँ सर। मेरा एक बच्चे लोगों का ग्रुप है सर। एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा, थोड़ा एक मतलब मैं बच्चे लोगों को थोड़ा सिखाता हूँ, तो एक चीज में थोड़ा दिक्कत हो रहा है। वो एक्चुअली कोई सीन, कुछ सीन में अगर कोई समझिए तो थोड़ा रोने का कोई सीन हो, उसमें से कोई अगर थोड़ा हंसने वाला, वो जो फ्रैक्शन ऑफ चेंज एक्सप्रेशन है सर, बच्चे लोगों को सिखाने के लिए थोड़ा दिक्कत हो रहा है। थोड़ा हेल्प बोल सकते हैं, थोड़ा कैसे उन लोगों को थोड़ा आसान हो सिखाने में, अगर थोड़ा हेल्प करे सर।
देखिए एक चीज मैं बताता हूँ कि अभी आपने मुझे देखा होगा कि मैं थोड़ा हंस के कुछ मूव किया। वो बहुत क्राफ्ट इन्वॉल्व है उसमें, बहुत क्राफ्ट इन्वॉल्व है टू मेक दैट रियल। समझ रहे हैं आप?
हाँ सर।
there is a craft involved in that. So okay, all of you who are actors, I'll share. I don't know how to teach it to kids, so I will not go there, but I'll just tell you something. Any one of you drives? You know how to drive?
No, bike riding sir.
Yes riding, sir. कोई राइडिंग आता है ना?
हाँ बाइक राइडिंग।
आगे से पता होता है ना कि राइट टर्न लेना है।
हाँ
ओके, उसके बाद हम इंडिकेटर देते हैं, फिर राइट टर्न लेते हैं।
Yes, yes.
तो एक्टर जो होता है डजंट गिव दैट इंडिकेटर टू द वर्ल्ड। एक्टर नोज कि इसके बाद मुझे ये करना है, बट डजंट गिव द इंडिकेटर। बट दिमाग में रेडी होता है हाउ टू काइंड ऑफ इधर से ये अरे का उसको पहले से पता था, लेकिन वो इंडिकेटर नहीं देता। अगर वो ऐसे करते करते ऐसे करेगा तो आपको पता चल जाए करने वाला है। अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं। सो समथिंग माइट हेल्प देम कि अगर उसको पता अगर ऐसा करना है तो उनको आप शायद एक रिदम दे सकते, इधर बदलना है, और वो उनके दिमाग के अंदर रिदम हो, बाहर ना पता चले, वो सडन हो जाएगा। आई डोंट नो द कॉन्टेक्स्ट, बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज इफ देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ शिफ्ट, द एक्टर हैज टू नो कि मुझे वो शिफ्ट करना है। So we'll have to move, prepare themselves, and then to know, कुछ बदला. But that is the internal process of the actor. Audience shouldn't come to know. नहीं तो audience कहेगा मुझे पता था अभी हंस रहा है ना, अभी ये रोएगा नहीं, फिर वो निकल गया। Okay guys.
Okay, just one last thing from me. There's a lot of other questions, and I think we cannot answer everything. Somebody has asked how you feel that there's 100 people watching you when you're being shot, etc. But I would love to know the process you have done for that performing of Otean, which you did so excellently. It's a totally different text, which is based on fantasy, the tradition of Kudiyatam, all those things. So I just love to know how was the process you did, and you have two more other actors which you took after coming here. In 2 days, you worked with them and did. It's almost a solo, but there are two other actors also. So it will be interesting to hear as an example about the process you have taken into that.
So, Professor Chandasan, this is completely as part of my reality check. I love to do theatre. I love to do many things, but I also discovered that मेरे बहुत सारे I love to do a lot of things. So I cannot do it in tandem with others. So I have chosen so to say a solitary solo path as far as my performance is concerned for it to come together. So I have to be mentally highly alert. You have to be at a very higher level of alertness to allow those things in. So that is what happened during Uttarayan also. We are in preparation here. I was in preparation, and mentally we knew that. And then when we went there and the other actors came in, and we just actually had 2 days. And I said, okay, how are you going to play out? They played it, then I wove myself into it. So I love to weave myself into a particular kind of thing. It's a very intuitive thing. I will not say that I have a very process to that. The only thing that I will say is that, in any performance, there has to be a rhythm. There has to be a rhythm which is interesting. Ding, 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 da, 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 ding, 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 ding. I'm just giving you an example, but what I mean is, for me, ding, am I making it interesting? Is it interesting? Is it worth it? And in that game, if we can create something interesting. So for me, the years of working in commercial mainstream cinema allowed me to see that I can use even the most traditional of the elements that I may have learned over the years to make anything interesting. But all that is needed is to keep the audience hooked. Can you just hook? Can you keep them hooked? Can you break the rhythm? Can you surprise people? And this may seem as very intelligent way of saying it, but that's exactly how we actors do not work. I'm just looking at it. No. We are cognizant of the fact that the audience has to understand it. Audience has to be with us. So it could be this conversation or anything else. You should know your exit line. And therefore, I'm saying that we have had a pretty interesting conversation, and I think we must.
Ashish sir.
Namaskar. Yeah, आखिरी question है.
Ashish sir. Hello sir, I'm Sugandh here.
बोलिए, सवाल पूछिए.
हाँ, सर अभी ही मैंने क्या कहते हैं NSD पास आउट किया है. इन NSD मैं बहुत अच्छे से चीजों को अप्रोच करती थी, और अभी पास आउट होकर के आई नो कि 9 महीने 10 महीने हम ऐसे ही बैठ गए. तो अभी मेरे साथ बिगनिंग से तो नहीं, लेकिन इन बिटवीन 3rd ईयर मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है स्क्रिप्ट को अप्रोच करने में. पता नहीं, और वो स्क्रिप्ट को अगर हम थिएटर में परफॉर्म करना है दैट इज ओके, उसको तो थोड़ा बहुत, क्योंकि ग्रुप रहता है, मास्टर है, डायरेक्टर है, तो थोड़ा बहुत बता देते हैं. लेकिन अगर मैं उसको कैमरे में परफॉर्म करने जाती हूँ, मैं बिल्कुल ब्लैंक हो जाती हूँ, समझ ही नहीं आता मैं क्या करूँ. और मेरे पीछे इतना बर्डन होता है. यू आर NSDN एंड यू डिड कथक ऑल्सो, एंड सिंगिंग भी तुम्हारा अच्छा है, राइटिंग भी करती हो, देन कैसे ब्लैंक हो सकती हो? तो क्या करूं सर, मुझे समझ नहीं आता है.
Okay, very good question. Okay, so
can she tell her name clearly? So we want to get it clearly.
Sugandh Pandey.
Sugandh Pandey. So the question that you have, Sugandh, is
Yes.
Is very interesting, and I'm sure this is a question happening to a lot of people who are from NSD or not from NSD, that we suddenly get blank when we get certain roles. Okay, so I did get another question on that. Sometimes overthinking does it. Okay, A, overthinking does it. B, also somebody else should guide me does it. किसी और को मुझे गाइड करना है. Again, this is something very close to what I told you a little while back. Don't get meshed into technique. If you know, अगर आपको टेक्निक इतनी अच्छी है ना, it's okay to forget the grammar. आपको ग्रामर अगर आता है, उसके बाद ग्रामर को तोड़े. सबसे पहले अपने को मुक्त करो. तुम बंधी नहीं हो. तुम्हारे पास कोई प्रेशर नहीं है कि तुम NSD की हो कि नहीं हो NSD की. हाँ, मैं NSD को, मैं बहुत बुरी स्टूडेंट हूँ, चलो करूँ मैं. पहले तो हिम्मत रखो. किसी को कहने की जरूरत नहीं, मैं ऐसे ही बता रहा हूँ तुमको. बट मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ सबसे पहले गेट ऑफ दैट प्रेशर कि आई हैव टू गेट इट राइट. ओके, मैंने स्क्रिप्ट अप्रोच मत करो, डायलॉग को बोलो बस. समझ रही हो? स्टॉप अप्रोचिंग, डू इट.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
But
just do
sir,
it.
अगर
Remember
सर
one thing which I have learned something over the years. जो मैं
Yes,
कह
sir.
रहा हूँ हो सकता है कईयों को अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, बट ये बता रहा हूँ. You know what the thing is? It is doing is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. करके पछताओ भैया, बुरा काम करो तो सही, पर करो. ब्लैंक होने से कुछ भी नहीं होगा, ऐसे ही बैठे रहोगे. तो बिंदास करो, play full out. And how do you play full out? Just do it. Don't be burdened by what you have learned. Don't even tell people you're from NSD. I don't tell people I'm from NSD. I don't tell people what I've done. I just go into, can I try it? चलो try करते हैं. Let's do it. कूदते हैं. Let's play. Okay? Be okay. As you dive in, you will see, a lot of things that you have learned, Sugandh, is inside of you. ये मैं कुछ चीजें I'm not doing consciously, my friend. They're all there within me. So let them
Absolutely correct.
Let them play out. Don't try to control it. Okay? And you'll feel light. You're light. You're an actor. खेलो यार. नाटक का खेला होता है ना?
Yes, sir.
नाटक का खेला होता है. It's a play. It's a play.
Yes, sir.
Am I getting push?
Thank you so much, sir.
खेलो, हाँ?
Thank
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
हल्का.
Ashish sir, can you say one more time your website name, sir?
My
Your
name is
website name.
Ashish Vidyarthi.
No, website name, sir. Website name.
I've just posted it here also. It's avidminer.com.
Avidminer.com.
I'll just type it again.
Yes.
www.avidminer.com.
Thank you, sir.
And on YouTube, I am Ashish Vidyarthi Official.
Okay.
Ashish Vidyarthi Official.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you for taking us along the long.
Oh, Vidyarthi spelling is wrong once again. I am terrible in typing. Anand, you have not taught me good typing, my friend, in so many years that you know
I'm
me.
still trying to do that.
Yeah.
And,
My dear friend Bonnie also has tried to.
There somebody is waiting to talk to you. Amida Majumdar from Delhi.
Arey wah! My dear friend, please. Bapi, how are you? Are you here?
He said he's here.
Okay, he's not here now. I think he might be on Facebook. Bapi, my friend. So great. So super duper, very nice. I really enjoyed this conversation, this tete-a-tete with you, Anand, and Professor Chandradasan, and the entire community of Lokadharmi. I'm so very happy that we could engage in this conversation.
Yeah, really, we are also so happy and nice to see you. At least in this
Thank you
first
so much, sir.
work, you are excellent. The way you performed, the way of speaking, it's actually a performance, not a talk. And you gave a lot of meaningful insight to the younger people who are just doing it. And love to see you again on screen. So thank you everybody for being present here. Many people are raising hands, typing questions, but sorry, we have to stop it somewhere, and we'll.
And you have questions. I'll tell you something. You have questions. You can send your questions to reach us at. I've just typed it in ashishvidyarthi.com. We do a special show. It's called Ask Ashish. Ask Ashish, a special show. आप अपने सवाल भेज सकते हैं to reach us at ashishvidyarthi.com. Topic में लिख दीजिए Ask Ashish. It could be about life. It could be about what you want to do in your life as an acting. I would love to. मैं ऐसा ही एक live जाऊँगा and I'll answer your questions. अपने email के साथ करिए. I may invite you over. All right. Just want to let you guys know one thing, my friend. Jate jate. I want to just let you know one thing. Never ever doubt yourself. There will be times that you will doubt. कई बार खुद को आप चुनौती देंगे, अरे यार मैं उतना अच्छा नहीं हूँ. उसको ना उठा के बाहर फेंक देना उस थॉट को. ओके, यू आर वैल्यूबल, आप खास हैं. कई चीज़ें वर्कआउट नहीं होंगी, प्लान चेंज करो. प्लान BCDEF रखते रहो. मैं कंटिन्यूसली प्लान्स चेंज करता रहता हूँ. आनंद jokes with me and we joke. There's always a slight change in plan. Be open to change in plans. Change in plans doesn't mean that you're a loser, my friend. Please understand this. Change in plan just means that you are alive and you have the ability. All right? You, आपके अंदर बहुत सारे आयाम हैं. You have many facets to you. Okay? And what's on my right front corner? Which side? This side? Where? I don't know. Which side? Smriti is asking a quick, interesting question. Smriti Anish. Okay, Smriti Anish. Final question. She's asked me something about my background.
Hi, sir.
Tell me.
Hi, this is Smriti. So I'm just curious to know what is on your right front corner, because you were looking at that point so many times on the corner.
I'm an actor. There's nothing. I create. Hello? Smriti ka question. I'll just come back to you. Smriti. There's nobody there. Okay, I'll just show you what is there. Well, you want to
great, sir, great.
Shall I show you what is there? Once again.
Please, sir, please.
Secret. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, wow. I hope so.
There's no one.
Window. Just a curious question.
We just answered it. So take care. बहुत शुक्रिया आप सबका. Thank you so very much, everybody. Acha, if you
thank
want,
you so much to you, sir.
You can take one second. We will do a just get me on spotlight. You can all take a selfie with me. It's my pleasure. Ki during this, just put me on spotlight. We can all take a selfie, and so thank you so very much. You can print this selfie on Instagram, Twitter, anywhere. You can tag me on that. You can tag Anand and me on that. That'll be wonderful. And I am Ashish Vid on Instagram. I am Ashish Vidyarthi 1. You can follow me on Instagram. I think on Twitter I am Ashish Vid. And Professor Chandradasan, we must bring Lokadharmi onto Twitter. It's important.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I tweeted today about, so I got Anand in that. So let's all have a lot of photographs together, dear friends. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Really, lots of love.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks to you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Love it. I love the energy.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you too, sir.
Super duper. Let's make that amazing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, sir. We are blessed to have a session with you, sir.
Anand sir, thank you, sir.
बहुत शुक्रिया. Saurabh Singh, कमाल दिख रहे हो तुम. Alan Prague, अरे कमाल दिख रहे हो यार तुम.
सर आपने मोटिवेट कर दिया सबको.
कर दिया ना, अच्छी बात है. अच्छा, बहुत सारे नाम दिख रहे हैं मुझे सबको. अलान ब्रेक, चंद्रदासन, रीतम घोष, सोना दास, रोहित त्रिवेदी, अक्षिता रे चौधरी, के सांबशिव राव, 1+60, चक्रवर्ती, अभिषेक भट्टाचार्य, सौरभ सिंह, अंग देशपांडे, रमा शर्मा, गैलेक्सी 4X, अखिल बानेश्वर, अंकित. क्या आंखें दिखा रहा है यार तू, गाड़ी बना के. इधर गैलेक्सी A6 प्लस, माधवी शर्मा, नमस्कार वैशाली, प्रेम, ऐश्वर्या शरी, अंकित सिंह, ऐसे मुंह बनाता है. सद्दाम हुसैन, अरे वाह क्या बात. सचिन श्रीवास्तव, A503, दामोदर, ऐश्वर्या शरी, सुधीर, शोभा मेनन, आदित्य, आवायु, नीरज कुमार, सुधीर, अबंतिका भौमिक, संदीप, विक्रम, नियास, राधा, Cafe. Everybody, bye-bye. See you. Take care of yourselves.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Take care.
Really nice meeting you,
Thank you so much.
You also take care, sir.
Rock on, everybody. Have a super duper one. Yes, good to see you. Happy.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye, sir.
Instagram में, let's see these photographs on Instagram today, okay?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Let me देखते हैं कितने दिखते हैं उसमें.
Sure, sir.
All right. Hey, Somadas, I love the red background of your wall. Very interesting. There's some interesting painting also there. Very, very good. Wonderful meeting you all. Anand Haridas, I'm missing that you're now sitting on my seat, huh? In your house. Yeah.
For me last. So thank you, Ashish, coming in and coming back and when you come next, we'll have your favorite food.
Look forward to that. Thank you so very much. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And next week we have Director of Indian Theatre, Sangeeta Academy awardee. We will be talking about contemporary week.
Yes, I must tell everybody that next week my classmate from NSD. Achha, everybody zara silence. Rakhiye. Get everybody muted.
Sir, can you unmute and talk?
Yes. Now
Sir?
I want to tell you, next Sunday, my classmate from NSD, Sanjay Upadhyay, he will be here. I'm so very happy that he's being hosted by Lokadharmi. I'm so very happy, Professor Chandradasan, that my dear friend Sanjay Upadhyay is there. You must ask him to sing some amazing Bidhesia songs that he does. He's extremely talented, had been the director, in Bhopal also. So fantastic. I'm so excited that he's going to be here. And thank you so much, everybody. Zindabad, namaskar. And okay, see you around. See you later, alligator. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Al Shukran Bandhu, Al Shukran Zindagi. Aditya K writes, yes. Thank you.
Chandradasan, sir, any final remark?
Yes.
You are mute.
The Zoom session right after this. Let's just, I'll send in a new invite right now.
Yeah. So great to have Ashish and everybody here with us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming in. So, see you next week. We have these talks already in our YouTube channel. You can subscribe and share. It's Lokadharmi Theatre Kochi.
Thank you, sir.
Our talks and the other talks, and many of our productions are also there, and much more about theatre. So welcome to see that.
Yes, sir. I am also from Kochi and not so young, trying to start my second innings in theatre. So yeah, I have been working in IT industry and then homemaking, everything and all. So if it's in Kochi, then I'm very happy. Maybe soon we'll meet one day, sir. Surely, sir.
Keep contact.
Yeah, I told myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will meet, sir. We'll carry on later. Thank you very much, sir.
So we are finishing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sudhir and Shobha.
Bye, sir. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you, sir.